Hey guys, welcome back. Jordan here with the Nutty Gnome Homestead. First off, I want to say hi and welcome to all of our new subscribers. You guys are great. If you haven't already subscribed, please do me a favor, hit that like, share, and subscribe button down for us. It really helps us out. So, today is May 7th, 2024, and we are out here in our big garden getting ready to plant bush beans. We plant several different kinds of green beans here on the farm, whether it's bush beans, pole beans, any of the beans, wax beans. We like the contender bush beans the best. They tend to do very well for us. The providers are a close second. Blue Lake bush beans are a third. Whenever we plant these beans, we have a particular way we like to put them in the ground to get the most production out of the smallest space. So I'm going to bring you guys along and I'm going to show you how we do this. Okay, so I have you guys off the tripod here. I'm going to show you this real quick. We have part of one of our rows. These rows are 88 feet long, 18 inches wide. And we have already prepared this. In the fall, we put down some chicken manure. In the spring, we tilled in some rabbit manure. We've treated with a little bit of fish emulsion, bone meal, blood meal. Guys, this soil is prepped and ready to go. We like to get multiple crops out of each one of these rows every year. So we try to go ahead and get fertilizing done early, that way so we don't have to deal with it later. As you guys can see, it's mostly flat, 18 inches wide, all the way down. We got a couple of weeds here. That's not too bad. We'll just go ahead and pick these out, knock off the soil. Now, as you guys can see, 18 inches across, it's nice and flat, and it's ready to go. So now I'm going to get out my beans and we're going to get to planting. Okay guys, so what we have here is some of our green beans that we saved from last year. These are contender beans. I also saved my Blue Lake beans as well as my providers. What we are going to do is we're going to plant 9 beans per square foot. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow us to get the most amount of production out of the smallest space. So, nice big healthy beans. We're going to come in here and we're going to plant these bush beans about 4 or 5 inches apart. The plan is we are going to get 9 beans per square foot for this entire row. Go ahead and show you guys this. Bean, 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 bean. Like I said, we get 9 to a square foot. Guys, these bush beans are compact. They will grow up to be about 2 foot tall, and they are going to continue to produce for several weeks. The more you pick, the more they're going to produce. Okay guys, so I like to go out and I lay out my beans first. And I try to make sure that they're right at 4 inches apart. Like I said, we try to get 9 bush beans per square foot. That gives us the most amount of beans, production-wise, in a small space. This does very well for small spaces. You can also do this in containers or raised beds, guys. This is how we like to do it. So as you can see, we only plant and keep the biggest of the best beans. Look at this. That is a nice, plump, healthy bean. We kept this from last year. I showed you guys this in one of our previous videos. We let these beans dry. We shell them. We let them dry a few more weeks, and then we store them in a glass container, guys. That's all there is to saving your own beans. That right there is probably $25 worth of beans if you bought it from one of the big seed stores. So save your own seeds, guys. So here's what we do. Like I said, we've got these beans already laid out 4 inches apart approximately. It's not rocket science, guys. Take our bean with our finger, push it in. I want to get it in about 1 inch. Push it in. Push it in. Guys, it really is this simple. If you don't want to get your fingers dirty, take your stick, push it in, cover it up. Push it in, cover it up. Get it down about 1 inch. Push it in, cover it up. Push it in, cover it up. Guys, That's all there is to doing bush beans. And you're going to have a wonderful, healthy crop in a small space. Then this is going to allow you to plant more stuff on your farm. So, guys, as you guys can see, the seed bed has been prepped. It's flat and it's a little wet. We had about 2 inches of rain the last couple of days. So I like to plant either right before a rain or right after. If you guys plant right before a rain or right after, not only does it help the beans swell up, but it also helps you get good seed contact with the soil. So these guys will start to germinate. Now, it doesn't matter if it's the Contender, the Provider, the Blue Lake, or even your pole beans, guys. They're all going to start to germinate about the same time. It'll be somewhere around 7 to 10 days. They're going to start peeking through the soil. I'll show you guys what that looks like. Now, as I've said many a times, we like to succession plant our vegetables because it gives us the most production in the least amount of time and space. As you guys can see here, it's been 7 days since these beans were planted, and they're peeking through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guys, that is excellent germination on those. The rest of these here, like I said, we got 9 to a square foot no matter where you look. They're all starting to poke through. On day 12 or 14, if I see that there's some bare spots or if I missed a spot, I will go back and I will replant. It'll fill in, it'll catch up, it's not going to be that big of a problem. And then we will go back and plant in between these on day 40. Guys, when these beans are done producing, the next crop will be ready to go. It really is that simple. Alright guys, so for those of you that want this a little more scientific, instead of making a little measuring stick or taking a ruler out to the garden with you, use what the good Lord gave you. Make a fist, put it down in between the beans. Guys, it doesn't have to be perfect, just close. You can see a bean off my pinky knuckle and my first knuckle there. Same here. Turn it sideways, your hands. Guys, if you want to measure, that's the way to do it. And it goes really quick. Now, like with most things here on the farm, we will rotate where we plant our green beans every year. These beans are going to fix nitrogen from the air into the soil. We don't pull up our beans. We cut them off at the end of season, leave the roots in the soil. As they break down, that's going to leave the nitrogen on those nodes on the beans in the soil for the next crop to be planted into. So every year we rotate where we put our beans, that way so we can get a little bit of that nitrogen in each one of these rows. We will follow this up with a high nitrogen crop, typically something either leafy greens or corn, because they're going to take a lot of nitrogen. So guys, planting your own green beans doesn't have to be difficult. This works the same way if you're going to put them in a raised bed, if you're going to put them in a bucket or a mineral tub, or if you're going to put them in your garden. Guys, 9 beans to a square foot, bush beans are the way to go. If you guys have any questions or comments about planting beans, bush beans in general, shoot me a message down below or contact us over on Nutty Gnome Homestead on Facebook. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please let us know. Till next time, guys, it's growing season. Get out there and get your gardens planted.